Hey folks, this is just a little tutorial to tide you over while I'm editing a longer video with my thoughts about Winona. If you watch a lot of Edgy Rick's channel, you've probably heard him make reference to a bug that lets you stop nightmares from spawning while insane. But to my knowledge, neither Rick nor any other Don't Starve YouTuber has yet made a detailed guide about how to trigger it reliably. Rick often refers to it as the Zero Sanity bug, but this is a somewhat misleading name because it doesn't actually require you to be insane at all, though being insane can make it significantly easier. Your sanity needs to be low enough for crawling horrors to spawn, but it doesn't need to be so low that they're actually attacking you. The trick relies on two principles regarding nightmare spawns in Don't Starve together. The first is that only 2 nightmares can usually be active at once per player on a server, barring some weird cases with pseudo-insanity induced by the Nightmare Amulet, the Bone Helm, or the special nightmares that only spawn from structures in the ruins. The second is that nightmares can't despawn if they're stuck in an unloaded portion of the map. So all you have to do is go somewhere that you don't plan on visiting again for the rest of your play session, spawn 2 nightmares, and then leave the area before they despawn. This is very easy to do if both of your nightmares are crawling horrors, because crawling horrors are so slow and simple to outrun. If either of your nightmares are terror beaks, though, it might be a little harder. But it's still doable. You can outrun them with a speed boost, you can kill them and wait for the RNG to give you another crawling horror, you can soul hop away from them as Wartox, or you can just lose them through a wormhole or a big slimy pit. See ya, suckers! The downside of this bug is that it stops you from being able to farm nightmare fuel, but if you already have an abundance of nightmare fuel and don't consider the exploit too cheesy, it can be pretty useful. Personally, my favorite use for it is to stay in Werebeaver form permanently as Woody, which is just a hilarious playstyle. The Werebeaver has no hunger bar, its beaverness drains much more slowly in DST than it did in single player, it has permanent night vision, and its fur gives the combined protection from the elements of a puffy vest, floral shirt, and rain hat. So with this bug and some planning, you'll never really need to change back into Woody to survive unless you feel like it. There are 3 ways to end the bug. One is to revisit the spot where you left your nightmares earlier, which will reload them so that they can either re-aggro onto you or despawn. The second is to disconnect and reconnect. Both of a player's associated nightmares are automatically despawned whenever a player leaves the server. The last is to enter or exit the caves, which the game considers to be the same as disconnecting and reconnecting, since the surface and the caves are hosted on 2 separate servers. As long as you avoid these 3 things, and as long as Clay doesn't patch this bug, you may enjoy an indefinite nightmare-free insanity experience. Huzzah! One last thing to note, maintaining this bug can be trickier on a multiplayer server, because even if you've managed to lose your personal 2 nightmares, you'll still be vulnerable to nightmares spawned by the insanity of other players. Additionally, other players might inadvertently visit the unloaded area where you trapped your personal nightmares, setting them free. So if you want to maintain the bug while playing with friends, you'll need to coordinate with them to get all of your nightmares trapped in the same spot, and make an agreement never to visit that spot for the rest of your play session. That's it. Later.